Assalamu alaikum viewers, I'm your host Muslim bin Akil with a new episode of The Legal Opinion. Today as guest we have Kawasie Deitut. He is the US Army officer and has done a comparative study on civil laws, including US and Pakistan. He has also delivered a speech during the African American History Month by the US Embassy at Lincoln's Corner, Islamabad at International Islamic University on 14th February 2018. He has been posted at different countries including Iraq, Afghanistan, Italy, Kuwait, South Korea, where he observed different norms, cultures, and laws of the state. Sir, welcome to the show. And Assalamu alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Sir, our very first question is, sir, how would you interpret civil rights?
The definition of civil rights is the right of citizens to political and economic freedom. An example, in the USA, African Americans and blacks were not allowed to take part in voting, and also they're not allowed to get some jobs. So that's what it means. So that's the definition of civil rights, is ability to get political and economic freedom. So if you don't have those freedoms, it means those rights are denied.
So we will be coming up to our next question. Okay, that is there any relation between civil rights movement in US and plight of some women over here in Pakistan?
Yes, there is a big relation between the civil rights in the USA and some plight of some women in Pakistan. An example, in the US in the 50s and 60s, some minorities, African Americans, were not allowed to go to school. The same way in Pakistan, some women are not allowed to go to school in some parts. Some women are allowed to go to school in Pakistan, but in some areas in Pakistan, it's very difficult for women to get access to education. So there's a relation in how some blacks in America were not allowed to go to school in the 50s and 60s. So that's the relation.
What lessons you have learned about the US civil rights movement can you share with us?
Yes, I learned a very interesting lesson about the U.S. Civil Rights Movement I want to share with you. The U.S. Civil Rights Movement laid a big foundation in the 50s and 60s for all the benefits minorities are enjoying in America now. For example, the U.S. Civil Rights Movement resulted in the election of minority members of Congress. We have members of Congress from the Muslim members of Congress. We have African American black governors, mayors of cities, and it also resulted in the election of President Barack Hussein Obama as the president of the United States. So I think the civil rights movement played a great role in his election. And also from Pakistan, the recent elections, I found out that some minorities were also elected in Pakistani Congress, which is very good for Pakistan. I read about it, and it's a very good project for Pakistan, that some ethnic minorities and other people, religious minorities, were elected to the Pakistani Congress and the Jewish Pakistani Congress.
Exactly, Kawasie. We are Democratic Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and democracy is rule of the people, by the people, to the people. Moving to our next question, as we lay a lot of emphasis on our civil rights, which civil right leader would you like to meet in person, and what question will you have for him or her?
Okay, the civil rights leader I would like to meet in person is Muhammad Ali. And if I meet Muhammad Ali, the question I have for Muhammad Ali is, Mr. Ali, how did you feel after going to the Olympic Games and winning the gold medal for the United States of America, and you came back home to your country and you went to a restaurant to eat and you were denied the right to buy food because you are a black person? How did you feel? That was the question I'll ask Muhammad Ali. That was the question I have for him.
Indeed, that is a question of civil rights, and this question must be asked. We will be moving to our next question. Mr. Kawasie, Dr. Martin Luther King is considered as one of the biggest civil rights movement leader. So my question to you is, what lessons can we learn from Dr. King's life? The famous speech, "I have a dream."
Yes, there are some very important lessons that we can learn from Dr. King's famous I Have a Dream speech. One of the lessons is he mentioned that I want to see America where one day my 4 little children will not be judged by the color of their skin, by the content of their character. That's one big lesson, meaning Americans should not judge people by the color of their skin, but you judge them by the content of their character. Also, he mentioned that one day he wants to see all white boys and girls in Alabama and all black girls and boys in Alabama work together in brotherhood.
Indeed, indeed. And that is, I think, that from this speech, he's cutting off ethnicism, racism from all the sectors, and he's just motivating us, in fact, the whole world, not only US, to move hands in hands and work for the betterment of each. Mr. Kawasie, the Civil Rights Act required employers to advertise their positions to all without regard to the race. What solutions you see for ending ethnic and religious discriminations over here in Pakistan?
Yes, the advice I'll give for Pakistan is that there needs to be more education of women, especially more facilities for women and other minorities to get education. Because once people get education, they'll be more enlightened, and I think discrimination will reduce. So I think it's more education and more laws and rules to protect women and other minorities.
Mr. Kawasie, we would be, by the end of the question and answer session, would be asking you about the concept of internship program initiated by Katana's Law Chamber in Pakistan. How do you see that?
Well, I highly appreciate the facility, and it's good for all the law students. We have these kind of facilities in the USA, but I never knew that it's in Pakistan. So it's a good concept by the
Mr. Kawasie, we would be moving to our very next round, that is the rapid fire round, in which we would be asking you questions from your personal life, that what are your tastes, temperaments, interests. So my very first question to you is, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food is chicken biryani.
And what is your favorite book?
7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey.
And favorite holiday destination?
Dubai.
Dubai is your favorite holiday destination. Mr. Kawasie,
Yes.
what message would you like to give to the people of Pakistan who are watching your interview? What message you would like for a more developed Pakistan, for a more developing Pakistan?
Oh, the message I have for Pakistan is I spent about a year in Pakistan, and I really admire and respect the family culture and the family system. That's one very good thing that Pakistan needs to continue. They have a very good, they maintain a good families and help each other, and I really admire and respect that. And also, I see the agriculture industry, the food, mangoes. It has the potential to make Pakistan an industrial country. So if they can improve upon the agriculture, the industry, the mangoes and all the fruits and all the produce, it can make Pakistan a big industrial country. And also their textiles, clothing, a lot of potential. And also Pakistan, they have a good industry for sports, good manufacturing.
Mr.
And
Kawasie,
the 2000 FIFA World Cup in Russia, all the balls were made in Pakistan,
Yeah.
which is very
the city name is Sialkot. But not the least, this is the most interesting part and the most interesting question of our whole session. I would like to ask, who is your favorite actress?
My favorite actress is Katrina Kaif and Mewish Hayat.
Would you like to give the legal advice to the lawyers over here in Pakistan for the legal uplift of different rights, either be the civil, either the fundamental rights? What message you would like to give to the legal fraternity over here in Pakistan?
Or the advice I'll give them is they should continue to do the good job they're doing, and they should involve more females, more women in the law profession, encourage young girls to take up the legal profession, and also try to engage with all lawyers from other countries
Viewers, in today's episode, we have discussed the civil rights and the comparative analysis by Kawasie Deitut, who is a U.S. Army officer who has done the research over here in Pakistan and has did comparative study between the civil rights in U.S. and civil rights in Pakistan. And we have discussed the civil rights over here in Pakistan, the new avenues for the woman who wants to come in law, and we highly recommend and appreciate those women who are willing to join this field, because we seriously in Pakistan needs the development of the civil laws, and we seriously need how to bear each other and how to let go of on the basis of ethnicity, racism. We need to stop the discrimination. We will be coming up with our next episode of the legal opinion. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.